It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Been to ASDA, picked up yet another one of their new beers, and this time it's from Harbour Brewery. And this is their American Pale Ale called 5 Summers. Brewed in Cornwall. It was in the region of £2 per bottle. It's 5% ABV. 500ml bottle, dark brown bottle with the Harbour bottle cap on the top. Beer brewed and bottled at Harbour Brewing Company, Treekillick Farm, Kirkland in Cornwall. So proper Cornwall, Cornish beer. The beer has been sat on the bar because we're in that time of year now where it's nearly October. It's cold in the mornings, cold in the afternoons in this conservatory. This place becomes an icebox, this conservatory, very quickly because the sun never hits it. So I can just leave my beer on the sides. It's like having your own glass roof walled cellar with stone walls. It's quite cool for a time. And then by the end of the winter, you're really quite sick of it. It gets very cold and you're like, oh, I've had enough now. Where's the sunshine? When am I going to get out of my hole? Beer in the glass. We got a 3-finger white head on this one. Good levels of carbonation. There is etching on the bottom of this glass. It's a light amber coloured beer. Looks quite pretty. Looks a pretty decent beer. I believe St Austell have bought a part of this brewery. They own now a part of Harbour Brewing Company. So there you go. St Austell as well, I think they got something to do with, I think they have Bath Ales, so they're becoming a big thing at St Austell, but that looks pretty decent. Let's get the aroma. Yeah, it's quite American Pale Ale. Yeah, it's that kind of slight American kind of candied slightly sweet aroma with some pine needle, some grapefruit. It smells pretty decent actually. For the money, you can't get much for £2 anymore, can you? Especially in 2023. Let's dive into this one. Cheers everyone. Yeah, that's okay. I don't think Harbour Brewing Company produce bottle conditioned beers. But we'll find out when we get to the bottom of the bottle. I need to drink quite a bit of this to be able to get there. As soon as I popped a little bit of beer then into the glass, it kind of wanted to fill that kind of glass with foam again. But it's okay. It's kind of, yeah, it's okay American Pale Ale. I'm going to use the word solid. It's slightly sweet, malty, wafer-like in the flavour from the malt. That sweetness then with the malt passes over to a little bit of bitterness on the back end. In fact, a fair amount of bitterness for an American Pale Ale. and you're having flavours of lemon, grapefruit, orange peel. It's definitely an old school American pale ale. If you want to try the most typical old school American pale ale, then look no further than Sierra Nevada pale ale. If you want to have an example of what an American pale ale should, and a lot of breweries base their American pale ales on the quintessential pale ale, that's going to be Sierra Nevada's pale ale. And you can pick that up you used to be able to pick it up in Morrison's quite frequently. If you want to buy the double IPA, the big boy, then make your way to Waitrose and you can buy Sierra Nevada Torpedo. That's an 8% double IPA, and that's pretty decent too. But we're not here to talk about double IPA. We're here to talk about American pale ale. But I think you would have a fair, if you buy that green bottled Sierra Nevada pale ale and you drink that and then you drink this after, you'll be able to give it a fair comparison what an American pale ale should be like, and how close is this Harbour Brewing Company 5 Summers, how close is it for you? I'm only giving my personal opinion. I think it's a fair crack at the whip. I think it's not a bad effort, especially brewing quite a lot of beer for the supermarket, for ASDA. It's one of those beers, you go to the supermarket, you may have someone coming round your house and you want to get a couple of beers in. You might buy a selection of different beers and you might think, yeah, that I'll just pick that up as part of maybe the supermarket's doing a deal on 4 for 3 or something like that. It's decent. It's decent for the money. If I went to a bottle shop and spent £5 on the bottle, I'd be utterly disappointed. And that's the point. I'm not asked to pay £5 for a bottle of this. I'm asked to pay, it might have even been a little bit less than £2 actually, but around the £2 mark. I think it's kind of there or thereabouts for that price point. I nearly used the words average, run-of-the-mill, supermarket, kind of American pale ale, but I think that would do Harbour disjustice here. I think they deserve a little bit of credit here for producing a beer that's half decent for the price point. It is. It's not gonna blow your mind. It's not gonna rock your world. It's a very solid, relatively cheap American pale ale. Whether you can buy this on Harbour's website, whether they just produce it for ASDA as a kind of exclusive, that's for you to have a look at Harbour's website. I mean, if they're part owned by St. Austell, you could probably pick up a bottle of Proper Job from St. Austell and buy a bottle of this. I think Proper Job's 5.6% ABV. So if you kind of like take out that 0.6%, both being kind of 5-ish% ABV, put them together, you can make your own mind up. Is this like a kind of a competition for Proper Job? Is that why St. Austell invested in Harbour, is to have a slight kind of variation in different beers in the supermarket? Let me know in the comments box. And there's not much to say about it really. 5 Summers Pale Ale. Aroma, tropical fruit and citrus. The flavour is citrus, fruit and tropical. So they've just reversed the aroma and the flavour on the side of the bottle. And the finish is clean, dry and zesty. It's okay. It's I don't think it's gonna change the landscape of beer in any way, but then at the same time, that last bit I poured in, it's slightly hazy. Let's see if there's any more flavour. It's all right. It's all right. It is what it is. It's a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 for Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.